Hey guys, sorry that I have not given you any updates, but it's kind of sorry not sorry, because I did mention that now that my son is here, my priority is going to be spending time with him and loving up on him, and that's exactly what I've been up to. So I will show you some fun photos and give you guys little updates and clips on what's gone on for the last few weeks. And I appreciate you guys sticking by me, even though my updates are further apart than they used to be, and they're going to be worth it because you guys get to hear all the fun little things. As always, I promise to be transparent with you guys as far as being, honest with body image and self-esteem and all that stuff. Speaking of self-esteem, I just got my hair did. What do you think? Good? I changed the salon to a salon right down the street from my house so that I can get back to my baby. That's the kind of mom I am. Everyone's like, oh, don't you enjoy getting away? And I'm like, no, I enjoy coming back. I didn't work for 4 years at, infertility stuff to then be away from my son all the time. I want to love up on him and be with him all the time. So that's one of the reasons I've not been updating you guys. Sorry, not sorry. Here is what I look like. Yes, you can see that there is lots of change happening, but still some ways to go. About 8 weeks postpartum here. And my biggest insecurities 8 weeks postpartum are just sort of the flabbiness, but I still love my body because it made this beautiful baby boy, and I can fit into my pre-pregnancy jeans, so that's cool. I am really proud of the fact that I have actually lost 26 pounds. Well, that's what it was as of last week, so it's probably more since now I'm allowed to exercise. So I am. I've started just doing things like taking walks, right? We take walks, but in Southern California it's really hot. Speaking of it being really hot, we went to the beach for baby Smith's first time. Did you have fun? Yes, I think you did. Actually, you just slept the whole time. You don't even know we went to the beach, do you? The beach was really fun for those of us who weren't sleeping the whole time, because we played this game called Cat Can. Have you guys ever played that? It's a frisbee game. Anyhow, it was a lot of fun. There were lots of people who were very eager to hold baby love, and so he got to spend some time with family that he hasn't met yet. So he's been sleeping really, really well, but because I did get the mastitis, I set my alarm to make sure I don't sleep too long, and so ironically, he's sleeping great and I'm not now. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. But anyhow, I was sleeping and we had the fan on. So I thought what I was feeling on my ear was my hair tickling my ear. So I moved my hair out of the way and I kept feeling that sensation. You guys are gonna freak out. So I was like, oh, that's not my hair. Okay, I don't know what it is. You guys, I then heard it in my ear. It was a bug. That crawled into my ear. So then I woke up Josh and I was like, sweetie, there's a bug in my ear. I could hear it inside my ear, like crawling and moving around. So he was like, okay, like half asleep, but he wasn't like grumpy or anything. He was just like, okay. So he like popped his head up and I said, I need you to help me get it out. So unfortunately, I did like the worst thing you should never do, which is if you feel something in your ear and you shove your finger in it or you shove a Q-tip up there, you very likely are pushing whatever it is up higher. Well, that's exactly what I did. So I just pushed my finger up there. So Josh grabbed a bunch of eardrops and I had my head tilted to the side and he filled my ear up with eardrops. And then he said, oh, I see something, I see something. And he doesn't know if it was like a black antenna that he saw or a black like leg or foot or something of whatever creepy crawly was in my ear. And anyways, so I dipped my ear out and we then did that 2 more times, but we did it with warm water. We never saw anything come out. So then I went immediately the next day to an ear, nose, and throat specialist, and he looked at my ears and he was like, you've got the most beautiful ears, they're great. I'm like, I have beautiful ears. What are you talking about? Where's the bug? Where is this bug? And he was like, it's not in there. So I said, well, could it have like crawled behind something, or could it be hiding somewhere in there? And he said, not possible. So yeah, I don't know where this bug went. Apparently it's not in my ear anymore, but how freaking disgusting is that? Disgusting. And both Josh and I were like, well, we're glad it happened to us, or that it happened to me, and versus it happening, you know, to baby Smith. That would not have been good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, gross. Is baby Smith hates the car seat. And people are like, oh no, you know, they usually act like they hate the car seat and then they fall asleep in the car, you know, wherever you're going. No, he screams bloody murder until he either screams himself to sleep, which I'm not comfortable with, or until like I nurse him or take him out. And so now, whenever I'm gonna go somewhere, what I do, and I don't mind this at all, is I give us a lot of extra time to get to wherever we're going, so that if he cries, like to the point, I'm not talking about like wah, wah, he will scream to where it's like wah, wah, and he's got tears coming down his face. If that starts to happen, I pull the car over and I take him out and I nurse him and I sing to him and I tell him that, you know, what we're doing and that we're almost there, or whatever the case is. But I did something kind of embarrassing. The other day, I put him in his car seat. We were going to go to a play date, and he started screaming instantly when I put him in the car seat. And I'm like, ugh, I haven't even started driving, and you're already screaming. So I just like whipped my boob out and leaned over the car seat and put my boob in his mouth. Like, it was kind of embarrassing because I'm doing this in the middle of a parking lot, and I have one leg hanging out of the car, one leg is in, probably had like major plumber's crack situation going. But in that moment, none of that mattered. I didn't care about any of that. What I cared about was that my baby boy was comforted and was happy. And after he nursed for what felt like a long time, because I was in like this really uncomfortable position, after he nursed, he fell asleep and we got to the play date and he was happy. So that is our new way of traveling. We graduated from the birth center, so we were sad to say goodbye to our midwives, but we have had lots of fun with family. There's Momo, there's my dad, who absolutely adores his grandson. Our puppy has not really been all that impressed by the baby. She sort of just hangs out, and she'll lick him on his foot and walk away like, hey, little guy, okay, that's all. Is anybody gonna give me a treat for that or what? And we've enjoyed having friends over. This is my friend Gina, who came over and sang to him. He's very lucky. Here's a picture of family and cousins snuggling side by side. I really enjoy taking him out in nature, and he loves going outside, so kind of a win-win situation there. We love to take walks. He does get kind of hot easily, just like my husband, but took him to the park for the first time. Everything we do is like the first. It's all these firsts, so it's a lot of fun seeing how he responds to things, and he definitely loves being close to me. I do feel very connected to him, and it's been really, really wonderful showing him the world. And I find that anything I like, I might as well show with him. And so I'm starting to take him out now. I kept him in a bubble, but now I'm taking him to grocery stores and letting him see the world. And we had fun on the 4th of July. Unfortunately, I have gotten mastitis 3 times, which is no bueno. Makes you super tired. You guys probably saw my video. So he gives me lots of cuddles. And sadly, he got really weird poop when I had mastitis, but we're kind of past most of the problems, except I have a production issue on my right side. I'm about to get acupuncture for my boob, because my right boob seriously doesn't produce very much milk. My left boob is like, I can do it for the both of us. And my right boob's like, all right, cool. Yeah, I'll just do nothing while you do everything. But I hate being away from my baby. Honestly, it sucks. It sucks. I just don't, even though I know he's in really good hands and I know that he's getting like really well taken care of, I don't care. I want to be with him right now. I want to be the one taking care of him, not getting needles in my nipple. So yeah, still not a fan of acupuncture, but look at the back of his hair. He has 2 colors of hair. And I enjoy dressing us as twins. Yes, that's the kind of mom I am. We took him to one of his first baby classes, which he thought was really interesting, except at the same time he probably would have thought anything was interesting because this is all new to him. So there is the bowl that I showed him, 2 bowls actually, and we've taken him into the water. We're big time water people, and he loves the water. So that was his first day going in the pool, and then we got invited to go visit other friends in their pools. So we've kind of been pool hopping and taking him into all different pools, different people's houses, and he loves it. As long as it's not cold, he's a happy camper, so he must get that from me. There's my dad. He did not love that raft, by the way. Don't waste your money. Yeah, I am now 11 weeks postpartum. So I have an almost 3-month-old, and he is just an absolute joy. The most exciting update at this stage for us with him is that he's now laughing. Oh my gosh, the cutest thing. The laughter, just it makes tears come to both of our eyes. We get super excited every time he smiles, and when he laughs, it's like our soul smiles. It's the best feeling in the world. It's the best sound in the world to hear him giggling, and he's ticklish, so he gets lots of tickles. So there's that. I will show you guys what my body looks like at 11 weeks postpartum. And one cool thing is, I thought I was gonna like lose a ton of hair. I haven't, so that's awesome. My son, Baby Love, is now sleeping really long. The longest he has slept now was under just shy of 11 hours. And so I think I'm going to be doing a video on how to sleep train, because not only do I have a lot of experience as a sleep trainer for newborns and, you know, not just sleep training, but sleep coaching, developing healthy sleep habits, things like that. And it's not always the cried out method. It doesn't always have to be like that. So I think I might do a sleep training video. If you guys are interested in that, let me know, comment below. The other cool thing that I wanted to share with you is that I'm still continuing to lose a decent amount of weight, and it's not affecting my breast milk supply. So I'm also probably going to do a video about what I'm doing, what supplements am I taking, what, you know, tips and tricks do I have in terms of weight loss, because if you're like me, it's important to be healthy and to feel good in your skin. So I will be doing a video on that. I am 11 weeks postpartum. Yes, you can see by this crazy mess of hair. I just woke up, and Baby Love slept almost 10 hours last night. I'm going to show you guys my postpartum body at 11 weeks, and I'll show you guys the good, the bad, the ugly. So I've got this like extra armpit bulge and the extra fat on the sides and a little extra on the tummy. I'm going to flip the camera around so you guys can get kind of a front look. Okay, so the reason I show this, I actually have had a couple people say you're really brave for showing like your flaws and your imperfections and your insecurities. The reason I do that is because I want to normalize postpartum. And so many times we see people in the media who have personal trainers and they have chefs and their bodies look phenomenal, and that's not the normal scenario. Now, if you don't have those things and your body does look phenomenal, more power to you, sister. But I think we need to be kind to ourselves. I think we need to love our bodies the way they are, regardless of what some celebrity has or what your neighbor looks like. So don't compare yourself to other people. And I'm giving this advice to myself too, because as a woman, I do find myself comparing, you know, I compare myself to others. So I am going to give you guys a little rotisserie rotation here. This is the side back fat. That's my biggest insecurity, I would say. I think it's starting to go down, although it's still there. The tummy, you can see some muscle definition a little bit, but there's still a little pouch situation happening here. I noticed the other day I was flexing. I do that in the mirror sometimes. And I was like, oh, I can kind of see, let me see if I can do it so you can see my abs. I was like, oh, I can kind of see my abs under there. But we're a work in progress, and we have a miracle baby to be grateful for. And I say we because my husband too has also said that his body isn't exactly what he wants it to be, but our priority is to love him and to take care of him. And at the same time, it's important that you don't lose sight of your own health. That's important too. It's important because not only are we, you know, responsible for a human being now, so we need to be strong and healthy to take care of them, but you're also leading an example. And I didn't necessarily have the healthiest examples growing up. I learned to be an emotional eater growing up. I learned that food was the solution to a lot of things, or food was the problem. I didn't learn that food was just fuel. And I want to teach baby Love really good habits. I want him to feel healthy. I want him to be healthy. I want him to understand what food's purpose is. And when you're going through postpartum, not necessarily postpartum depression, but just the aftermath of having a baby, your hormones can fluctuate. So it can cause triggers. And I share this because I want you to know if you're experiencing any of these things, you're not alone. It's easy to get hung up on your body image. And for those of you who do have a new baby, I just want you to look at your baby and remember that you just gave birth to that little human, and that this body of yours was their home. And for my friends who are trying to conceive, I know they're watching this saying, I wish my biggest problem was that I had some back fat. And I think we need to keep that in perspective. There are people who would give anything for stretch marks. There are people who would give anything for sore nipples because they are so desperately wanting to have a baby. So let's try to always keep our problems in perspective. You know, you could say, it's just so hot outside, and there could be, you know, a location in the world right now where they're wishing they could see some sunlight. So it's always perspective. Yeah, do you hear that, baby Love? I'm gonna show you guys one way for me that I love dressing, and this might be a good fun tip for those of you who aren't sure how to dress your body postpartum. So this is kind of a fun way to dress. I got these like spandexy, stretchy, this one was actually at Walmart. My grandma got it for me. Thank you, Momo. I like stuff that kind of goes up and gives you that tummy control up here, and it squeezes around the sides, and it just kind of pulls everything in. This is also good after you've had a baby to help your muscles kind of go back to where they used to be. And then I will share with you guys a couple other things that I'm gonna be, that I'm doing in my next video. So if you wanna hear like how I'm losing weight and what's happening, let me know. Also, nursing bras that are comfortable is a must, and then either nursing shirts, or I'll do like 2 shirts. I'll wear a nursing tank top so I can clip that down, and then I'll wear a shirt over it so I can lift that up. And then I can nurse in public and no one sees anything. It's the coolest way to nurse as far as I'm concerned. Not that I care if people see anything. As far as I'm concerned, it's just breastfeeding, get over it. But I also don't want to make people overly uncomfortable either, so I try to find that balance. But yeah, you can see this goes up. It gives me that, you know, secure, snug feeling, and it's stretchy, so you can kind of just move around and be comfortable. That's my suggestion. If you are, you know, someone who just had a baby, really you want to be comfortable, but you don't want to feel frumpy. That's what I found. Even though I'm a hot mess express right now, I think you guys get the point. So that's a glimpse in what has gone on for the last 2 months. And if you enjoyed watching this, please be sure to subscribe so you can see what we have to offer in our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.